So the red flashing light is on, which means we are now recording. And I want to say welcome to the first episode, sort of the podcast. This technically isn't going to be a full episode because we're just going to chat about kind of what this podcast is, who we are. We assume that everyone's listening for the first time for this episode. So my name is Hannah Blazon. I don't care about saying my last name. We are sisters. So my two lovely sisters are joined here with me, Caitlin and Abigail. And less than a month ago, I had kind of I had always thought about starting a true crime podcast because I love true crime podcasts. They're pretty fantastic. Obviously, if you're listening, you probably also like true crime podcasts. So I decided to start one, and who else would I rather do it with than my two sisters? So the way we're going to do this kind of intro episode sort of thing is we're just going to talk about our favorite case really briefly. And then at some point in the podcast life cycle, we will talk about these in an actual episode. So my favorite case I have here on my phone, so I'm going to pick it up so I can actually read, is the death of Elisa Lamb, which I don't know if you two are familiar with that, but that's the one where they had the really weird, creepy elevator footage. And then she was found in the water tank.
Oh, yes. Oh
So
my gosh, I
that
forgot that was her name. Okay.
is a crazy case. I think I already have it on the list of cases that we want to go over at some point. But yeah, that one kind of gets into the supernatural possibly. As far as this podcast go, I think we're definitely going to cover mostly true crime. But I do think that we are interested in starting to cover maybe some supernatural haunting sort of things. And we're very roughly going to go based off of, we're going to start off in the Pacific Northwest because we are from Washington State. So we're going to talk about some Washington State cases, and then also just some cases that are not necessarily close to us, but things that maybe have some sort of connection with us from our lives. So I'll pass it off to Abby because she's the one right next to me, and she can tell us a little bit about her.
So hi, I am Abigail Blazon. And are we going with our favorite case first, or did you
Yeah,
want to
just
talk?
like
Okay.
just the most
Yeah.
interesting case.
It
So-
doesn't have to be a serial killer. You can
Okay.
do whatever you want.
I picked a serial killer. Lizzie Halliday is the one that I came up with, and she was the first woman to be sentenced to death by electric chair, even though she didn't end up getting the electric chair because they put her in a mental institution instead. But she killed 4 people in upstate New York during the 1890s. So early 20th century is about like when she was prominent and like when she was in jail, and then like 1890s was when she was killing people. But I just think it's interesting because there's not a lot of female serial killers, and so that's the one that stood out to me. But yeah, so Caitlin, do you want to talk about your favorite case?
I totally forgot to mention that maybe we should say like what we actually do in real
Yeah,
life
I
because
know.
we are
So
not
too.
That's
we
why
are
I
not
was like,
full-time
wait, are we jumping
podcasters.
straight to the case?
Spoiler alert.
Go ahead, Hannah. Take it away with your career.
So I graduated earlier this year from Western Washington University in Bellingham, Washington. And I am a full-time accountant. So that's what I do for my actual job. And then podcasting is going to be apparently my fun little side thing.
Your hustle.
My side hustle.
So I'm actually a cosmetology student in Spokane, and so that's what I do full time. And I'm not currently working, but eventually I will be doing hair and
Fingers
things.
crossed.
Yeah, right. Like upon graduation.
All right, Caitlin, you are good to go then.
I am the oldest of the trio here.
Oh yeah, I'm the
and,
youngest.
Middle.
Hannah's
Um,
Middle child syndrome.
Oh my gosh. So I guess I'll just say, so I currently am I'm a bartender, but I have a bachelor's degree in applied developmental psychology. and a minor in addiction counseling. So eventually I want to combine the two, I think. Right now I'm slinging drinks though.
Slinging drinks.
Lately, so I like am super obsessed with like true crime, and sometimes I'll just go like on like deep dives on the internet about stuff. And lately I've been like obsessed with the Toy Box Killer, because first of all, I've listened to like every podcast there is about him, but I think it's so cool because we have like his journals, and we have like audio tapes that he did, and we like it's just crazy how much we know about him, and like how depraved he was. And like it's not often that you get like such a like stark example of like serious like mental issues.
But is
Mhm.
it's unsolved,
Like
right? That's an unsolved
no,
case.
David Parker Ray is who it is,
Oh, okay.
and he is in prison currently.
I guess
I
it's
think
like
Good.
Yeah,
kind of like a textbook case of a serial
it
killer
is. Well, he
all
didn't.
yeah.
Yeah, like it was just crazy because I don't know, it was so many women, and it's one of those ones too where he like so many times like was like inches away from getting caught, and then
Yeah.
most of the time the police effed it up. Like that's usually what happens.
Right.
True.
Like they don't like stay with chain of evidence, or they like don't follow up on 911 calls or all that. Like
Yeah.
Totally. I get it.
they're not perfect,
Okay.
that's for sure.
So Abby had the brilliant idea of letting you guys all know what our zodiac signs are, because I guess that does kind of allude to some things that you might want to know about us. I'm a Scorpio, pretty much through and through. I am technically on like the cusp of Scorpio and Sagittarius, so I would say I probably have some traits of each of those, but I would say I pretty much fall directly in the puzzle piece of a Scorpio.
Because Scorpios are supposed to be like kind of neurotic, right?
Yeah, basically what they're trying to say is I'm crazy. So yeah, that's me. That's all you need to know.
Tells you
Case
all you need to know about
closed.
her. So I am a Gemini. I'm actually a triple Gemini. So like all of my three, like I think it's sun, moon, rising are the three,
I think so.
are all Gemini. And so you can ask my sisters. I'm like a through and through Gemini for sure. I'm
Straight up.
definitely very typical, like will break your heart. No, I'm just kidding. But I am like super Gemini. So a little neurotic as well. And definitely more introverted than the typical Gemini, but my career kind of like brings out the extrovert in me. So I'm a Gemini through and through. Paige?
I'm a Virgo,
Ooh.
which I think mainly just means I'm like super type A,
Which is true.
which I would agree with, but
Very true.
I don't know. I have that app, the like CoStar app, where it like
Yeah.
tells you your horoscope every day. So
Yeah, I think we're all pretty, I am into astrology, and I know Caitlin is.
Yeah.
Caitlin and Paige are the same person. We call
That
her
could get
both.
confusing.
So I just want to throw out there that Caitlin is Paige and Paige is Caitlin. Paige is just her family nickname. So
Yeah. Well, that's it for this little intro. I don't know how to make this more exciting. I just wanted to get this out so you guys could kind of hear who we are and what to kind of expect. And as far as uploading, recording, kind of cycle we're going to be on, we are going to be uploading every Monday and Friday. So Monday will be our like feature length episode, which will probably fall around 1 hour. There obviously are cases that are going to be like super crazy in depth, and we might have to do a 2-parter, which is totally fine because we don't want to have to make you guys listen for super long. And then for Fridays, we are going to upload a Freaky Fast Friday episode. So that'll be a quicker episode. I think as of right now, what we're kind of brainstorming for that is that will be episodes that are possibly unsolved, so that we don't have a ton of information on, or even things that just pop up in the media that there isn't any kind of there's not a ton of information, so that we could just get those out there and hopefully solicit some feedback from you guys and see what you think, or see if you know anything. That'd be kind of fun. So yeah, we're super excited. We are actually going to film our first episode today, so that will be up pretty soon. Thanks so much for listening to our little intro, and we'll see you, or I guess you'll hear us in the next episode.